Hey everyone, what's up? It's your host, the autistic white Charles Barkley of Kyokushin Karate, Drew from the Drew Experience. Make sure to like, share, subscribe button to the Drew Experience on all platforms. Long form conversation is on One Kyokushin, so make sure to go there. But if for the reels and the shorts, it's on my channel, which will be in the links below in the description on YouTube. As mentioned, just want to say thanks to everyone who subscribed. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you all celebrate. I'm giving you guys the biggest gift of 2024. Who wanted it? I'm in the season of giving. Standing at 5'7", she is the future of Australian karate. She's my Commonwealth cousin because I'm from Canada. She's from Australia. We're cousins to a degree, not by blood, but standing at 5'7", kicking ass. She just won the first world tournament for women's in IKON Nakamura and then whooped ass back in November at the Chiakara tournament. I'm joined by highly demand, one of the most highly requested guests, Senpai or Sensei Alessandra De Sa. Welcome to the show, Alessandra.
Hello. Hi guys. Thank you for having me. I'm so grateful, so honored. Thank you.
Yeah, how do you feel? It's been quite a year for you with from this world tournament to now the Chakra. So what a way to end your year.
Yeah, this year has been crazy. So we've done so many tournaments this year compared to others. So I've it's just mind blowing how much I've done in this whole year. At the starting of the year, I did not think at all I would end up being a world champion by the end of it. It's so crazy. Can't believe it at all. From the Nakamura tournament, the IKON one, leading on to the Jakara one at the end of this year, it was so can't believe it. Honestly, I'm so shocked. I have no words. Coming off that big win, I had so much fire in me to come back from that and show that I am more than that. I don't know.
It's still tough to believe. It's gonna be a few months for you to realize. Okay, then you're like,
Definitely.
it's so normal. It happened to me last year when I went to Japan for the first time, and I watched my friend Mohammed compete, and I was like, holy! It's like it stays with you for like at least a good few months. So like, very normal.
Yes, I'm still in shock with the whole thing. I really can't comprehend it, but I'm slowly getting there, slowly getting to it. Yeah.
How did you get started with karate and martial arts instead of like say choosing like say another sport like say basketball or say cricket or rugby or whatever is popular in Australia?
So I was born in New Zealand actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't born here in Australia. So in New Zealand, I was in school and I really liked netball actually. I started with that a little bit, but with my karate journey, it's actually a really funny story. So my brother and I were at my grandparents' house, and my dad was on his way to come pick us up. And he was with one of his mates. His mate was giving him a ride back to us. And on the way to us, his mate was like, hey, I need to stop at this karate place. I need to get something or sign up, something like that. So my dad went with him. And when they were there, I think it was a senpai or something, started talking to my dad, trying to sign him up to do karate. But instead of signing himself up, he put my name down and put all my details in instead of his. And then when he picked me up, he was like, I need to tell you something. I was like, oh, what is it? He was like, oh, I signed you up for a karate class. You're going to start doing it. And I'm like, what? And I just went along with it. And then as soon as we went to that first class, I instantly fell in love with it. And then I started doing more and more classes. I stopped doing netball and I got really into my karate. I started doing 1-2 classes a week, slowly. And then after a while, I started doing more and more classes, 6 classes a week. I was really into it at a really young age. I started at 6 years old. And I started with, actually, I didn't start with Kyokushin karate. In New Zealand, we had GKR karate, Gokan-ryu. It's a mix of Shotokan and Goju-ryu. So I did that for ages, about 13 years. And then in the middle of that, we moved here to Australia. And I still did that one, still did GKR when I got here. And then maybe, I think around 2019, I slowly transitioned into Shotokan karate. I wanted to try that out. So I did some of that. And then at the same time as I did those two styles, I did Kyokushin as well. At one point in my life, I was doing GKR, I was doing Shotokan and Kyokushin all at one time.
Oh.
So it was a lot. It was so much. And my dad, oh my gosh, he had to take me. One place would do, say, GKR at like 6 o'clock. Straight after that would rush all the way to my Shotokan class and do that. It was just a lot. And then by the end of it, I really leant towards Kyokushin karate, and I really like fell in love with like the way we fought and all of that. Even everyone at Jakara dojo made it felt so family orientated. Like we're all one big family, and I love that so much. So I think it was after COVID hit, I slowly stopped GKI and Shotokan, and I got really into Kyokushin karate, and I am pursuing that a lot right now. So yeah.
So to do 3 styles, like that must have really helped your game for Kumite to become a really good fighter.
Yes. In GK and Shotokan, their kumite was really similar, but like GK was non-contact, but their fighting style was really similar. So transitioning into Shotokan wasn't that hard for me because I've previously done it. But then coming into Kyokushin and like seeing how they fought, like for the first time, I was like that's what? Like with the low kicks, getting kicks, I was like, oh, that's really new to me. Like I've never done that ever, and I was so confused. But then also over time, I was starting to get used to it and everything. But definitely my Shotokan style of kumite really helped transitioned a little bit into my Kyokushin fighting, even though it's really different. Really different, but the footwork does help when I want to like move around a lot and move in and out when I'm fighting.
That's amazing. No, and so you said when you met Shiha and Judd, like you said, everyone felt familiar. Have you also, because this Australian scene is pretty, I wouldn't say it's small, but it's medium to big. Have you met others in the scene, like say Shiha and Cameron Quinn, Ben Adjaman, Sensei Patrick Pinto, because of being at Judd School?
Yes, I know Sensei Patrick.
Yeah.
I'm not. Everyone else, not really. Or not really with all of that. Yeah.
That's okay.
But,
No, yeah, that's okay. It's like, I mean, I figured like maybe you might have known Cameron Quinn because he's like so big in Australia too for what he's done with as being Sosai's translator. So I was like thinking like maybe you've
wow.
crossed his path maybe.
No, hopefully soon. Not yet.
And so you go to Judd School and obviously you're learning and you know they really recognize your potential. When did Judd start not pushing, but when did he start encouraging to say, okay, maybe you should try Kumite Elite?
Honestly, when I first started at Shihan and we did that first sparring session, I think you could really tell I was into my kumite. And I think it was because COVID hit, it really like shut everyone down.
Yeah.
So we obviously couldn't go to the dojo, couldn't see anyone for like ages. But I think it was after COVID and once we started getting back into the dojo, I had other teammates around my same age. So there was about 5 of us and we were really into the high kumite level at the dojo. So we would always spar with each other. And I think from there, the 5 of us, he called us the Kill Squad. We were one little group. And from there, he really pushed all of us to do more, get really into the kumite and step up our training. And over like time, over years, we started growing and growing and growing. And yeah, just led from there.
That's interesting. So did the team then have Puya and Mohammed, or was it just like Shihan Judd and Puya?
No, so this was before Sensei Puya even came. So it
Okay.
was just like us little kids. So there was myself, 3 other boys and another girl. So we're just all around, 3 of us the same age, 1 younger than us. And it was just us little kids that really like excelled from others in our dojo, and he could tell that. So he put us in one group, and then after a while, people started leaving and all of this. And then around 29, 2020, 2022 maybe, Sensei Puya arrived and he changed the whole game. He was incredible. And I'm so grateful that he came down to Jakara Dojo and he's with us now.
I watch his videos and it's like his training like he really works on explosiveness. So when you say change the game, I can understand how that helps you work your explosiveness, especially since like he's a specialist in that.
Yes, he's really into all of the physical education, all of that. And I've been doing, ever since he came, I've been doing like private lessons with him, like sessions with him, and he's just switched everything, like the way I train. He's been helping me with keeping a good diet as well is a big thing, trying to keep on that. And just his exercises he uses really helps with the karate part, and it all links together into one. And it's really, really helpful and incredible. He's just amazing.
No, that's all. That's excellent to hear. So 2022, he comes in. You're really starting to sharpen your skills. Tournaments come back because that's kind of when COVID ended, pretty much. So 2023 was that when you started to really start testing yourself on the local scene? And were you doing any international tournaments before 2024?
Yes, I did when I was 14. I think that was my first tournament I had. That was a little while back. I did the Jakara Open title and I won that, which was amazing. That was my first ever tournament in Kyokushin, and I was so amazed. Like, I didn't know I could do all of that. But yeah, and then when I was 16, I think this was after COVID, Shihan brought down the European team, and we had the Australia versus Europe, and that was incredible. That was so cool. We mixed it with the kickboxing as well, and we had it in this big boxing ring, and that was like the first time I ever fought in a boxing ring, and it was so cool. But with that one, I didn't, it was a tie. It came out a tie, but I think I was like a little bit higher on top, but it's all right. Because this is really bad, but I went to go hit her in the top chest. But in her hand, we like clashed arms at the same time, and I got her in the jaw.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then she fell and everything, and I felt so bad. And then the doctor was like, no, she can't continue. So then it ended up being a tie. That one. So that really sucked. But then after that, we had the Australian title, I think it was, and I won the big Australian heavyweight belt. And then a lot has happened. I think I did the Victorian Opens, won that in Geelong. And then last year, Australia versus Japan in the end of the year, I think it was. I went up against Renna. She's incredible. And I came on top with that one. And I got this big trophy, and I was so excited. And I was like, oh, I can't believe I did this. Like, up against a Japanese person, I really could not believe what I could have done. And then those were some of the big tournaments I've done before this year. Yeah, I couldn't remember.
Do you feel all those experiences helped get you ready for 2024? Because it's in a sense like this year was like no other. So sometimes every year the Shians are gonna say, this is the year. This is a big tournament. It's bigger than last year. So it's always like you have to answer the bell. So do you feel 2023 and those experiences were helped you get ready for what you encountered this year?
Yes, definitely. All those experience. If I didn't have any of that, like, I don't know what I could have done really more to get myself for like the IKON tournament this year and everything. I would be really underexperienced. With still being so young, like I still feel like I could have participated in more tournaments, but that's also with like how many compared to like Japan or whatever. Japan, they have so many people there, so many people to fight. Over here, I didn't really have. I'd be fighting the same person multiple times, and I just wanted to like fight other people, you know. So yeah, having that experience really did help a lot for this year.
It's kind of the same what we have in Canada, where you're fighting the same people because, it's not as big in North America as it would be, say, in Japan. And what's good about Australia is you guys are very close to Japan, so you're in that perfect zone. Whereas Canada and the U.S., it's not, where we have other sports that overtake karate. But when they do have the fights, it's always the same ones, like until like we find a way to bring in new faces. But
Yeah.
with Australia, I mean, you've had some other legends too. Like we were talking about this, that you even met Sam Greco, even like K1 legend, slamming Sam. That must have been amazing for you.
Yeah. He came with the European team and I could not believe it. Like actually seeing him there, I was like, this could not be real for real. Like I was so shocked about the whole thing. And he's so nice too. He's really nice.
Yeah, he really seems to be. I mean, like the aura is real. Like his aura is real. Like you have that aura where it's slamming Sam Greco from K1 and Sato and Kyokushin. So you must have been like, is he actually really tall as in video, or is he or
I think not. I think he's around my height.
okay?
I don't know. I think I'm pretty sure from what I remember. Maybe a little bit taller. Not quite
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
Hey, so many stories, man. That guy, like, that's one guy that I mean, I've had your Shihan on, and I'm hopeful that Sam Greco will come on because Sam's got so many stories, like as Shihan Judd does, and like they basically built Australian Kyokushin pretty much.
Yeah, they did. They're so incredible.
So with 2024, how did you find out about the IKON tournament? Like, what led to Shihan Judd saying, "I think you can do this"? Like, and how did you guys find out about it?
I think my dad found out about it. Yeah, my dad's really into like looking into other tournaments and getting us to spread out more into like the world and like traveling out. I think my dad brought it up. I could be wrong. He talked to Shihan about it, Shihan Judd and Sensei Puya about it. And I think Shihan was like, yeah, like he was really into it and he knew that obviously Sensei Puya could be up for it and also myself. And when they asked, they were telling me about it, I was like, no, I could not do that, like no way. But they had so much confidence in me and they were like, no, you could actually like do it, you're up to it, you're fit enough for it. And I'm like, if you say so, I'm not gonna say no to you. And yeah, but yeah, I think my dad was the one who brought it up about the whole thing. Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. So it took your dad finding out about our tournament, and it was like a world tournament. So that must have really sold Judd. So this was your first time in Japan, actually, or like your second?
Yeah, this is my
Wow.
first time. Yeah, it's crazy. We when we got there, it was like really different to here. Like the weather, like when we went, it was so hot, so hot, so humid. But just how everything was, like so calm, because we were just in Okinawa,
Mm-hmm.
and we're no, not Okinawa, sorry, Osaka. I'm getting mixed up. We were in
It happens.
Osaka. I don't know what I'm thinking. But yeah, it was really where we were, it was really calm, like easy going and I really loved it. My dad fell in love with it and when we were around there he was like, oh Ali, I wanna live here one day. Like we should move here. Like I really like it. And I was like, oh yeah, definitely. And it was yeah, we actually really fell in love with how everyone was, how the whole what's the word?
Everything is so like organized and structured, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's it. It was all set. It was really nice. It was really, really nice.
Yeah, I remember when I went, when you got off the plane, and if they saw like the tracksuit, were they like bowing to you and going us as well?
No, no. They did that for you?
Yeah, when we landed in Tokyo, it's like so we got off and we're like getting out of the plane, we're going into like customs at the airport, and they're like Team Canada. They start like saluting us and bowing. One guy was taking photos with like four of our guys. One guy took a photo of me, and I was like, "Hey man, I'm not a star. I'm just here with the team, but thank you." And it was yeah, really insane. Like if you do karate and you wear that like shirt, like some locals will recognize you and they will come up to you and start like and show their appreciation.
That's so crazy. That's actually so incredible how that happened. Then when we got there, we were in black. We had our like little Jakara jackets on. But it wasn't really, you could like really tell it wasn't stand out. So yeah, and there was like five of us. And it was just really calm, really chill, and everything coming off the planes and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really, really epic. It's really something that's like when you have to experience it is really crazy because when you go through it, you're thinking to yourself, "Wow, I'm in the land of karate," and it doesn't hit you until like you see it. Because when we were in with one day we did a Kyoto tour, so the story goes we were in Kyoto and it was before. So my birthday was in December of last year. My birthday was in November, but my Shian and my friend said, "Don't do anything for your birthday in Canada. We're gonna take you out for dinner in Japan." So I was like, why not? We're in Kyoto, and a bunch of locals like see our track jackets, and they start like going us and bowing to us. Like, there's a photo of it. I have to find it, and it was like, man, we really are big in Japan now. So that
Oh,
was
that's
pretty epic.
amazing. That's so incredible. The feeling you guys must have had was probably out of this world. So cool.
The only thing is, I'm gonna say, I don't know if you guys visited Izami, like the martial arts equipment store. Isami, it's a martial. No, you didn't do that. So that's an equipment store that carries like gloves, dogis, and all that. Go to the Tokyo one. Do not do Osaka because when we went to the Osaka one, other countries had come before Canada, so they had already cleaned out the shop. So we
Everything was
went to
gone.
Oh man, like I wanted to get some Izami gloves and I only found them in Tokyo. And then the Tokyo woman, if you go to, so yeah, oh, Karateka, I'm gonna give Naomi a plug in here. Guys, if you go to Tokyo and you're looking for Kyokushin or martial arts equipment, go to Tokyo Izami. Naomi and her team will take care of you. Like, and that's for you, that's for Shian Judd. I always recommend Izami Tokyo because like they have more supply and they know exactly what Kyokushin fighters need.
Oh, perfect. Next time I'm down, I'll definitely go and check them out.
Yeah, I did a video on them too. Even I was doing like my little vlogs at the time too, like on my iPhone it was pretty fun. And yeah, it was crazy. So when I went, when I went, we had the legends Gerard Gordeau from the Holland. He was like UFC one pioneer, and Lechi Kurbanov. In your case, we had your Xian and Sensei. Well, now he's Shian Lechi Kurbanov. Sorry, Shian. I should have said Shian from the start. But back then he was a sensei. But it doesn't matter. It's Lechi Kurbanov. He's a legend. But what was it like meeting that legend in Australia Japan? See what happens? Like the wording's not there. What was it like meeting him in Osaka?
Mind blowing. I was like really shocked, and I was with my dad. I'm like, Dad, oh my gosh, look who it is. And I got a picture with him actually. And I was like, oh my gosh, we have to get a picture with him. We can't miss out on the opportunity with it. So we took a picture with him, and it was incredible. He's so sweet. He's so nice. Didn't really talk much. Just said the hi, how are you? Little small talk. From what I did talk to him, it was really sweet, really nice, incredible.
No, he really is the nicest guy. Like a lot of people like are kind of like startled or starstruck when they see him. I am included. Like I remember when I saw him. So my story was there's a reel of it. Like I'll always tell the story. So when we got there, so the day before, Mohammed, I'm outside and Mo's in the hotel. I was outside like getting some food to eat at the Chinatown by Kobe because the Chinatown in Kobe was like next to our hotel and I was really hungry, so I needed something sweet just to like get energy. And I see on the photo Chechen Republic has arrived, and I race right back to the hotel, and I'm like, and Mo was, and like, it's like, when you watch like a sitcom and someone just bursts into the door, and it's like, they got like that, like they're out of breath. That was me. And I'm like, Mo? He's like, yeah. I'm like, check your phone right now. He's like, what do you, it's like, what do you mean? I'm like, go on Facebook now. And it's like, and next thing you know, he's like, Lechi Kurbanov is here, and they know each other from their old organization. And he's like, has to be when I'm here that he has to show up. And then when we saw him, Mo's like, I know Lechi, but he goes, let me like do the talking. So I go up to him, and Lechi met me, and he like shook my hand. I got the photo with him, and I was like, you're very starstruck too. Like that's like Whoa. You got to put that, you know your liked album where you have the liked photos that you can
Yeah,
always reach into. That's one of those photos.
definitely. To keep that safe.
Did you manage to meet his team as well? Because last year he had a bigger team, but this year he only brought Muslev with him. So that was it was a much smaller team this year.
No, I unfortunately didn't get to meet his team. I think it was just him, yeah, walking by. Because this is when I went to go, it was the World Championship day, and I didn't know where I was going. And I was just
That
standing in
happens.
front of the entrance, and he walked past. Then that's when I got to like go up to him and say hi and everything. But I don't think he was really with anyone. I don't remember. Yeah.
For us, I was in the training room because luckily at the time, like my Shihan said, yeah, he's one of the equipment managers, so they were like, yeah, you're allowed in. So I got a picture with him, and then I got a chance to go up to the Chechen team. So Mohammed's like, don't bug them, but I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go up to them anyways. But I didn't bug them, but they were curious with me, very nice. Muslev speaks fluent English pretty much. Like he's the one that's like their translator, and they're very nice people. As I said, like I'll always say, they are the nicest, most curious people ever. Even if they don't speak much, they're gonna show. If you show curiosity, they return it. And then one thing led to another. So like I'm talking with Muslev in the changing room, and I'm like, hey, I'm like, good luck today, buddy. And he's like, yeah. He's like, thanks, man. You too. And the next thing you know, they're not this year, but last year, he ends up fighting our guy in the final. And it's like it wasn't even like bad blood. It was like it's like it is what it is. It's like it's the friendship tournament. So why should we be mad? Like we still won second place. It's not every day that happens, so we'll take the win. And no, ever since then, like I love Akhmat's team and anyone that has the privilege to meet since Shihan Lechi Kurbanov and Muslim and Ibrahim Muslev and their trainer Eli and the others, guys, just show curiosity, show open mindedness, and they will return it tenfold. Like they are the nicest people ever.
Yes, they are.
How was it like seeing Canada support? Because you said before recording that you were impressed with how big they were.
Oh, yeah, you guys were so huge. I remember when your fighters were up, and every time they would do a get and kick, do a punch, you guys were always so loud and really supportive of them, which is so amazing. As I said, I wish my whole team were able to come, like how you guys were all there supporting your fighters. I only wish my team, everyone here from Australia could have come and be like that for us. Like that's actually so incredible. Your fighters who were there were probably so grateful for all of yous coming and supporting them.
Yeah, it's really like one big unit, and I do believe it does make the difference. And what did you think of the tournament from start to finish? Because I always said like the opening ceremony from last year was like the beginning of something that they're gonna take to the next level in 2024. So what was it like to go through all that and when you see the kind of spectacle that they put on?
It was incredible. I remember walking out, coming up to the tatami and just looking around, and there were so many people, and like how the stadium was and all the lights shining down, it was unbelievable. And I was like so startled, like shocked from the whole thing. Walking up and seeing everything happen was actually out of my mind. Like I honestly did not know what to think about it, and everything was actually out of this world.
So they really made you feel like you were part of something bigger. That's
Definitely.
like once in a lifetime.
Yes, yes, yes.
Incredible. And how did your fights go? Like in terms of, because I think you had like four fights, and like one of them was a Japanese, one was a, because like it was hard to keep up with all the brackets. You're gonna have to kind of help me with who you fought because it was hard. As I said, it's pretty hard to keep up with how many fighters there are.
Yeah, I had four fights. My
Okay.
first fight, I went up against a Russian,
Okay.
and that stepping on the mat and fighting that first round really, really like sparked something in me. Like after like the first 5 seconds going into it, like I knew I was gonna be fine. I wasn't nervous, nothing at all after those first few seconds. And first round, won the first round, really, really happy with myself could not believe I did that. Came off the stage, gave Shihan a big hug. Shihan, Judd, my dad, Sensei Puya, and I was really like proud of myself. Just finished just after fighting that first round and coming out on top of it. And then after that, I fought a Polish girl, and I got confused because there were two Polish people there, and I thought I was gonna fight the other one, the taller one. And then I look over, and then she's up on the stage, and I'm like, I'm not fighting her. What? I was so lost. And then I fought the other one, which was, I was fine with that. I was like, wrong girl, but next one. That was really good too. I won that one as well, obviously. And my game plan with the whole thing, what the game plan she and I and like our team had for me was knowing that I was the heaviest out of everyone and like all the ladies there. I had to not go back. I had to push forward. I had to dominate the whole stage. So going back was not an option for us. Shihan always told me leading up to it, you can't go back, you have to go forwards. And in my mind when I was fighting, that's all I had, Shihan in my ear, you can't go back, push, go forwards. And I'm like, oh yeah. So fighting each girl, that's what I had in mind, and that helped a lot, obviously. Helped me win the whole thing. But yeah, with the Polish girl, also Russian, Polish, after that I had a Taiwanese lady.
Okay, yeah, Taiwan is pretty powerful in IKON. They have a good one.
She was, I can say she was my hardest fight I had. She was really strong. We were around the same build, really tall, strong ladies. She was incredible, and she was my hardest. Her hits, so strong, crazy. And I thought that fight could have gone either way. In what I was thinking, I was like, it's kind of tough. And then I remember the last 30 seconds, everyone just screaming, Ali, go, can't stop. And I'm like, I want to win. I want to come out on top. So I had to really push for it and just not think too much, but just let my body do. So I just threw punches, kicks here, left, right, coming from everywhere. And then time went and the flags went up, and I was like so relieved. I was like, oh, I did it. Thank Lord. I'm walking down, and then I find out I'm like the next one I was straight away into the final round, and I was crazy. Like my mind was crazy, and I was really hyping myself up. Like I finished 3 rounds. Like I had one more round, 2 minutes. That's all I had left. I had to give my all, and I went up against a Hungarian.
Yeah, Nordina. That's the one, Nordina. That's the one I saw, yes.
She's incredible. Her technique, on point. Like, she's so amazing. And then, yeah, I had my last fight with her. It was a really good fight. She is so strong, really strong. And again, her technique is incredible. Her spinning back kicks, everything. Kicks, amazing. And then at the end of that one, I was like, oh no, I remember last 10 seconds, I was facing the clock. And I saw last 10 seconds, and I was like, to myself, I was like, Ali, like, last 10 seconds of the whole thing. If you win, like, go crazy for the last 10 seconds, you win this whole thing. And I'm like, I really, really, really want it, really bad. So I went for it. Time finished, the flags go up, and I see I win, and I go, like, I was just so in shock. I was a jaw drop, everything. Like, I could not believe I won the whole thing. And yeah, I remember shaking her hand, walking down, and then going back, shaking everyone's hand. And then going back to my team, my dad, looking at everyone, I started crying. Like, it was just so much emotions flew in, happiness, sadness, everything. And I could tell everyone was really happy and excited for me, and I'm just so grateful, yeah.
That's amazing. You did the unthinkable, first world tournament. No one can take that away from you. And it's like, that's something that will always be with you for the rest of your life. And like, even if you quit karate, I mean, I don't think you will, but you have that feather in the cap. It's like, no one can say anything. It's like, you did what so few do.
Yeah, and I think about it all the time. Like, damn, I'm the first Icon Nakamura world champion, like the first ever. And I know like everyone's gonna look back on it and knowing that they'll see my name there and that I won is actually incredible.
Yeah, so that was amazing. So you must have had everyone come up to you, can congratulate you. Like some of Team Canada was getting photos with you too, even like they were. It must have been insane. Did you go to the sayonara party too, even, or did you guys just want to just leave right after? Because some
No,
teams
so
couldn't make it.
we didn't really know there was a sayonara party until
Hmm.
like the day right after the fights happened,
Oh,
everything. And it was the next day, I'm pretty sure. But our team had already like planned. We went to Universal Studios.
oh yeah, that's normal. Yeah.
Had already planned everything, so we couldn't miss out on that. And yeah, if we knew more like ahead of time, we definitely would have reshuffled everything. But yeah, we went to Universal Studios and had a great time there.
Nothing wrong with that. Like, I mean, listen, when you win the first world tournament, you can do whatever you want the next day. Like, no one can say anything. It's like you just do you, let them be. Like, even like for example, I know Muslev couldn't make it because well, his body was like destroyed. Like, he had a war, like an actual war with Genki, and that was like considered. That was like another one where it's like man, like the damage like you guys must have taken is insane because everyone thinks it looks easy until like the bruises and the adrenaline dump happens.
Yeah, not easy at all. Taking all those hits, I could imagine the men. They are all hard hitters. You can obviously tell. They're actually like steel. They train so much. Their bodies. Oh my gosh.
Makes sense. And then so you come back to Japan from Japan as the first world champion, and then Shiha and Judd's like, surprise! We got another tournament coming up in November on the third. So what was that tournament like for you? Because it's like a month apart. So I'm thinking. So then when I look at it, I was like, I hope they gave you guys enough time to recover because that's not an easy tournament to recover from October.
Yeah, we came back. Thankfully, I wasn't as hurt as much. I did have like my chest was hurting a bit, but otherwise I was alright. But we did have, as soon as we came back, we had to go straight back into full training for this next fight. Yep, we had the Japanese come down, and it was a Jakara Redemption, and I went up against Ayano, and she came in 2019 for the first Australia vs Japan. So I went up against her, and the fight she was such a smart fighter, so strong, so smart, and I think she knew like how my fighting style was, and she knew that I was just gonna like come forwards, try and like dominate like normal, and she really did well with keeping her distance and using the ring and moving around and fighting her. I did not know what to do. Like I had people telling me like go forwards, but I knew it wouldn't really work, and I had to try to switch it up, but I really couldn't really think about it. Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right.
Um,
Don't worry.
no, but she is really really strong and smart, and it was a really good fight, but unfortunately I didn't come out on top from that. But yeah, it was a really good learning experience from that, and now I know I need to like change up my fighting style, and everyone who I will come up against will not be the same. Like everyone's different, and so I have to adapt to how different people fight, and I'm still trying to learn all of that.
No, that's amazing. I mean, look, two tournaments in 2 months, and you fight. You got to. I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, it's kind of I wouldn't say unfortunate, but it's kind of sad you didn't get to fight a Japanese in Japan because that's like what everyone's dream is to say. I got to fight against the Japanese in Japan. That's like one thing we all want to say, and we all beat one. I mean, look, you still won the world tournament, so that trumps everything. And then you came in like second to Ayanu in November. But is like the Chiakara tournament something that they do every November, or is it something they do every few years now?
Our Jakara tournaments are every year.
Okay.
We have one at the start of the year, and then we have one at the end of the year. That's normally how it's been for the last couple years. So yeah, this year we had one in April, and then one in November, and then I think next year we're having one in April again. So that's really exciting. I think Shihan is planning to get a bigger Japanese team down, 10 of them,
Okay.
to go up against us, and that's really exciting. So yeah.
That's gonna be epic. And then also too, now you only said April there, so I guess from what we're waiting for, we're waiting to see what comes in the fall. Because if they send the bat signal for the Nakamura tournament, but the friendship one, it's not the world one, would we a return of Senpai Alessandra De Sa at the IKON Friendship of Tournament to now claim not just a world title, but the friendship title to add to your trophy collection.
Yes, I'll definitely be there. Really looking forward to that. Definitely.
I think you'll enjoy the friendship tournament. I mean, the world tournament is something special, but I will say this about the friendship tournament. I believe you will enjoy it a bit more because it's more. I'm not saying it's casual, but it's a bit more relaxed in a sense where it's like you're there to have fun, you want to win obviously, but it's not like the pressure of the world is on you. So that's what you'll like about the friendship tournament, and it's a very fun day. Everyone's there, everyone's having fun, doesn't matter where you're from, even if you don't speak English. Like your person, like your opponent Nordin, so she has a Japanese translator that was with her. There was like a dad that had like really like a bit of long hair, and he has a son called Yuma. So funny story about that, those two. So last year we had the Holland team there. So I think they have like contacts in Europe. So I had my jacket on, and Yuma's dad Cooney thought I was part of the Dutch team. So he's like tapping me on the shoulder, like, "All right, you gotta come with us." I'm like, "Hey man," I'm not with you guys. Don't you see my jacket? And he's like, "Oh, you're not Holland?" I go, "No, I'm with Canada, dude." And he was like, "Sorry, I thought you were Dutch." So he's like, "You're white." So I was like, "Yeah, but I'm not Dutch. I don't speak Dutch." So
That's funny.
it's kind of the thing that happens at these tournaments, especially when you're curious and doing what I do, just try to talk to everybody as possible. But no, I really encourage it. I think honestly, I'm glad you got to go to Japan. So you only did Osaka, right? Or did you Tokyo too?
No, we didn't do Tokyo, but then we went to Kobe for the weigh-in, so we saw a little bit of it, tiny bit, but we mainly stayed in Osaka.
Did you do the downtown Osaka, like where the water is, like in the like Dotonbori? That's the downtown Osaka.
No, so the last day we had planned was to go there to Don Tonbori and like go like eat all the food. We had like this cruise like river boat thing booked and everything. But after winning and I got received this huge ass trophy. My dad was so stressed on how we had to like bring it back here to Australia, and we really didn't plan for it. So that last day just took, we scratched all of our other plans, and we had to figure out a way to bring it back. We couldn't take it on a plane because it was so big, so tall. It's like my height. So Dad had to post it back. And then after it getting posted back, we found out we could like demantle it. We could like bring it apart. And then
Oh.
if we knew before, we could have like brought it on the plane and everything. But no, we missed out on all of that because we had to figure out how to bring back the trophy.
Oh, that's unfortunate. But I mean, still won it. I mean, that's pretty fun. But no, at least you got to see Japan. But maybe next time you'll get to do more. Because it happened to me too. I did not get to go to Dotonbori. Tokyo, I missed out on a few things. So when I go back next year, and I think the thing too, the first time you go, you want to always be with the group. But the second time and third time, you could kind of do stuff on your own and figure it out.
Yeah, we are planning to go back in the end of May for the
Okay.
WKO World Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one. So we're going to go back end of May, and we're planning to stay there longer. So we want to really see Tokyo, and then my dad also wants to go back and see Osaka again because he just loved it. So I'm really excited. We can like go explore more.
I know what you mean. For me, my goal for Japan is like I do Japan every 2 years, and it's just like therapy. It's just a great reset. For me, I'm going next year, and what I want to do is Osaka and the stuff I didn't see in Tokyo. Then I want to do 2020. I do Osaka, but then Sapporo, like Hokkaido Sapporo, because like Tokyo's too big, and you could do it, and it doesn't change. But like if you go to like other parts, it really opens your mind. So my goal would be to go there. I made a big mistake in one of my vlogs because I went to Tokyo Tower and I thought that was where Godzilla destroyed it because I've watched all the Godzilla films. I was wrong. There's a TV tower in Sapporo that looks exactly the same. So I was wrong. But then again, it's not my fault. They made them look alike. But no, it's there's always something in Japan. And it's like once you go there, you're like, okay, when are we going back? And then you look at the Japan travel pages and you're like liking their stuff. And then it's like you get the constant post of like, this is your post to know that you will go to Japan in such and such date. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as we came back, I was like, I wanted to go back straight away. Like, I missed everything there, really. So I'm really excited to go back. Cannot wait at all.
What was your favorite food that you had there? Because everyone's like, I got to eat sushi or I got to eat the ramen. So what was your favorite meal that you had there that was authentic Japanese?
No, so this is really bad, but we went to Japan, obviously.
Uh-huh.
But we didn't really eat much Japanese food
Okay.
because we didn't really have much time. So we really stuck to the 7-Eleven food. We loved
Oh,
that.
it's amazing. Don't worry.
Yeah, we loved it so much. Whatever time we had, we would always go there and eat. But we went to this one Indian restaurant. We ate some Indian food in Japan, which was really good. But otherwise, we didn't really like try the authentic Japanese food, which I hate. Like we should have done that, but we didn't like explore much to get to try other stuff. So next time, definitely we have to. But I'm so bummed that we didn't.
It happens. Don't worry. I mean, I only ate sushi on like the final day, and it was like I had it cooked in front of me, which was prepared in front of me, which is pretty cool. But next time I'm going to like the one restaurant that like Lechi went to that had like the conveyor belt, like 'cause he posted about that in his story. I was like, I gotta go there. So Muslev told me where it is. So next time I go, I will go there and
Yes.
all you can eat. So now, as you said, you kind of outlined your plan for 2024, which is the Chiakara tournament in April, May the WKO tournament, and then there be tournaments in the summertime, or are we gonna wait till the fall?
I think there is another tournament
Hmm.
end of the year.
Hmm.
I think it's here in Australia. I'm pretty sure the World Budo Championship in Brisbane. So that's in November of next year, and we're planning on going there and doing that. But then otherwise, that's what we have planned. Jakara, the World Championship in Japan again, the WFKO one, the Budo Championship, World Championship, and then maybe another Jakara one in December, November, around that time. But otherwise, that's about it. And whatever comes during the year, we will definitely like reach out, go and try our best and make all of them, hopefully.
Yeah, it'd be really cool if you guys came to the Gold Cup in March, but in Canada, or do say like the Degeki in 2028, which is like our version of the World Cup for Kyokushin, where we have all the countries. So keeping news out for that. I mean, I think you do very well. Like, I mean, what you've accomplished with IKON and with the Chakra, I really think that like you are a problem on the women's scene. And one fight that I would love to see on the women's side would be you versus if she comes back is the Chilean woman as Juliana. I think her name is like something Zuninga. Like I follow her. Like she beat one of our women in Canada this year. It was like a crazy spinning kick. I think that'd be a great fight. Or there's other options for you too on the Canadian women's scene in terms of like say fighting like we have like one woman named Julie Lamar who's like considered the best of the best in women's Kyokushin for Canada. There's a lot of options for you, Alessandra. Like you got options galore.
Yeah, I'm excited. Whatever comes, will comes. I'm down for anything. Like, will be up for whatever comes my way. So
A-
excited.
Amazing. That's the mindset you have to have. Don't obsess about it. Enjoy the moment. Through every, even if like you don't win top place, it's not the end of the world. Life goes on. That's the one thing I can say. Because some people put all their eggs into one basket and then it destroys them. So you can't be that way. Like you're still very young. So enjoy every moment through every single triumph and tribulation.
Yes, thank you. Just still have a long way to go. Still, sometimes I can't believe how young I am. Like looking at others, like I think I'm around their age, but then I'm like, oh, no, I'm not. Like I have to remind myself I am still 18 and I still have a long future ahead of me.
You're only 18?
Yeah.
Wow, I thought you were like 21 or something. I was like, ah, she's in her early 20s or something. Wow.
Mm.
Oh no. This is like a John Jones of like this is like a John Jones basically of Kyokushin karate. So we got a John Jones and the women's side. So you guys better watch out cuz she's a problem. Like she is a problem with a capital P and she's coming to take heads. She's going to sign autographs, take heads. And Alessandra, where can people find and connect with you if they want to like see what you're doing and all that?
On my Instagram account, I have it's at karate underscore warrior 7
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram, and then same thing on Facebook as well. But mainly I'm on Instagram. I post a lot on that, a lot of my training videos, etc.
Amazing. Well, I really want to thank Sammy for like setting this up, and obviously I know you've been supporting my stuff, so I'm really appreciative for it. And I hope you had a fun time and you enjoyed the being on the show.
Yes, thank you so much. I loved it so much. I'm so honored. Thank you.
Well, no, the honor's mine. It's a big honor to have you on because the legends that come on, those are the ones that I want to give a voice to. So I'm very appreciative. Guys, make sure to follow her at karate underscore warrior 7. That's where she's the most active. Keep an eye out for her. She's the future of Australian women's Kyokushin, and she's a Commonwealth cousin. If you're from Canada or the UK, just remember Australia's our cousins too, from down under. And if you like these conversations, make sure to like, share, subscribe button to the Drew Experience. We're growing. We have more conversations. So keep an eye out for more. And in the meantime, Alessandra, I got to thank you for coming on. This is a great conversation.
Thank you so much.